Hey guys, I'm Kent and welcome back to my channel. So I've got my Yamaha YSR50 up today for some more mods from Team Calamari Racing. So going to do some suspension mods today. I've got these adjustable suspension top caps. Stock on the bike are just these bolts. There are no adjustments, but this allows you to make a degree of adjustment. Plus, there are these nice machined aluminum pieces that I think are going to look really good too. I didn't realize this, but the stock suspension only has a spring in one fork leg. So Team Calamari Racing makes this kit to have a spring in both sides, which give a lot more stability in the suspension and hopefully prevent all that diving effect that you get when you brake hard. And then again, with the suspension adjustment, I can adjust both tubes together. And then this is also just for looks, but this is this awesome looking Team Calamari Racing brake reservoir cap. So just for show, but I think it'll look good with all of this natural aluminum that I'm putting on the bike. I've got a lot more mods. Team Calamari Racing sent me quite a few parts that they make for this bike, so we'll be installing all of them. And in the link below, I'll link directly to all of these products. Plus, for a limited time, if you use the discount code East Coast Ish, you can get 10% off of all of these parts that I'm installing on my bike. So let's first, I guess let's pull off these stock caps. Then we'll get this suspension kit installed and then get the new caps on and go for a ride. So the kit comes with detailed instructions and it talks about removing both fork legs to service both. I'm only going to be servicing the right fork leg right now to install the spring, the spacer that the kit comes with, and then it says to use 110 cc of 10 weight brake fluid. So I'm going to loosen this nut first. This is, and actually I think I've already loosened this. This is a 17 millimeter bolt that it makes sense to loosen before we pull it off the bike. I'm going to suspend the bike up so that I can take off the right fork leg and then go through the process of getting the kit installed and the right amount of fluid into the fork leg, and then we'll get it assembled back. But as you can see here, the suspension is, I can almost bottom it out, and again, I'm a lightweight rider, and also just the rate of rebound is super slow. But it was interesting. I took off this cap, and if you look down it, you can, so I don't know if I'm going to get an angle, but I think there you can see that that tube is empty. I can see some fluid all the way down there at the very bottom, but yeah, no spring. So let me get this fork leg off. I'll get the bike suspended. I always like to just suspend it from the ceiling rack that I have here. It seems to be fine for the minis. And then we'll get the spring kit installed. All right, so we've got the right shock leg off, fork leg off. All right, I missed most of that filming, but this was just a process of dumping out the old oil and clearing it out of the valving by going back and forth until it's empty. I still have a few drops left here. And then from the kit, we've got this aluminum spacer with the little hat tip going up. So just getting this down, and then the spring. All right, so I have the oil perfectly measured out at 110 cc. All right, and now let's get it reinstalled onto the bike. And currently there's really only this one 14, or I think it's an M10 bolt, it's a 14 millimeter socket to tighten the fork leg to the frame of the bike. Team Calamari Racing does have a new triple tree, a full billet aluminum one that I will be installing on this bike here soon, and that'll also clamp at the tube. And then I also have clip-ons that we'll be installing too. So we'll have a lot more support holding the fork leg to the bike. But now let me get this cinched down. Okay, then instead of installing the stock cap, I'm going to pop on these new awesome aluminum ones. Yeah, that looks fantastic. I'll do this side once I get the bike back buttoned up together. I just didn't want to finish assembling the front of the bike without some cap, but that looks great. So let me get the front wheel, the fender. I talked about this in another video and I'll link above, but this is the V2 front fork brace that I installed in an earlier video. So let me get that all back together. We'll get this cap swapped up. Also get that brake reservoir cap on and take a look at the bike. So let's take off this other stock one. This is a 17mm socket. And get the new adjustable cap on there. So the new adjustment caps use a 21mm socket. I'm not sure what these torque down to. I'm going to torque them to 20 foot-pounds. Since they're aluminum, I want to be mindful that I don't want to make them too tight. All right, yeah, much stiffer, much quicker rebound, and just feels like it has more control and command over the front of the bike. So a gorgeous addition with these caps, and very functional with having now springs on both sides of the bike in each fork tube. Last thing, let's put on that cool looking brake reservoir cap. All right, so removing this should be pretty straightforward. This is a Phillips, or probably actually a GIS driver bit, but Phillips usually works fine, especially if it's a screw that's not expected to give you any trouble. So go ahead and replace the rubber piece that came off of the original one. That perfectly fits on there. And the kit also comes with new screws to match. I'm not used to using standard Allen wrenches, but this appears to be a 7/64 Allen wrench. Yeah, I take that back. Apparently this is a T15 Torx screw. All right, gorgeous. All right, so give you a look at the adjustment caps for the suspension. And the really clean looking brake reservoir cap. So a big thank you to Team Calamari Racing for letting me try out these parts. Again, I've got a lot more on the way to do installs on this bike, so please, if you haven't yet, subscribe. If this video was interesting at all, please give me that thumbs up. I have a link in the description below to all of the products that I installed. Thank you everybody very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.